All right. Continue with what we talked about yesterday on simplifying expressions, 7.2. We'll continue doing some more problems. What I want to do first is look at one of the problems. For example, this one here, 10 minus 4y plus 5y minus 8. Now, once again, as we talked about yesterday, the first thing you need to do is change all subtraction to addition. There's two different things you're going to do in this lesson. Okay, one of them is what we're fixing to talk about, and the second thing is what we've already sort of talked about yesterday when we simplified the expression. Okay, we're going to talk about both things again today to try to help refresh our memory. But the first thing we have to do is change all subtraction to addition. So that's going to give me 10. Change that to addition and do the opposite of 4y, which is negative 4y, plus 5y. We've got to change this subtraction sign to addition and do the opposite of the 8, which is negative 8. Okay? Now, with this particular problem, the directions, they've told you to list the coefficients, list the constant terms, and list the like terms. Okay? So number one is we're going to list the coefficients in this problem. Now, let's go back to yesterday when we talked about coefficients. Yesterday we said the coefficient is the number constant in front or multiplied by a variable. Okay, so it's the number in front of a variable. So let's go back to today's lesson. What numbers in this specific problem are in front of variables? Christina? 4? 4? Thank you. Negative 4. Negative 4 and 5. Those are the two coefficients, the numbers in front of the variables. Okay? The next one is the constants. Okay? What are the constants? Tayshawn? 10 and negative 8. Okay? So when we're listing the coefficients, you don't put the variable with them. Okay? Because the coefficient is not the number and the variable, it's just the number in front of the variable. Okay? Now, the last thing they want us to list is like terms. So they want us to take and pair up the things that are either have the same variable or constants. Okay? So, at this point, the like terms in this problem is negative 4y and 5y, then 10 and negative 8. Okay? Those are the two sets of like terms. Okay? You will notice that I separated the two sets with a semicolon right here. That lets me know that this is one set, this is one set. Okay, if you put a comma, then it's going to look like you think all of those are the same. Okay, I don't even mind if you want to, instead of listing them right next to each other, if you want to list it down like this, put them down there, that's okay as well. Okay, either way is acceptable. Okay, now, for that problem is number 7. That's all we have to do. You don't have to simplify it. Okay, you don't have to use the commutative property and rearrange the terms. You don't have to do anything but list the coefficients, list the constants, and list the like terms. Okay? So I want you to do this one on your own. I want you to do the same thing for this problem. The problem is 7z minus 9z plus 2 plus z. I want you to list the coefficients, the constants, and the like terms. Okay, do that one on your own. Remember our first step, do the first step, which is to change all subtraction to addition. I'll give you about a minute to do that one. Okay, so on this one, remember the first thing is to take 7z, change the minus here to a plus, and do the opposite of 9z, which is negative 9z. The rest of this problem stays the same. Okay, so that's what we changed. Now, Tristan, what did you get as the coefficients? What? It's 2 in front of a variable. 2 is in front of a variable? It's in front of a plus sign.
Oh, I mean 7 and negative.
7 and negative 9. Is that what you put on your paper?
Yes. Well, I put 2 and negative. I meant
Okay, that's not exactly right. Jesse.
7Z.
What? What?
7Z.
No, what did I just say a while ago? Do we list the variables with our coefficient? Okay, but it's still not right even if you don't have the z's. Tayshawn? No. Brandon? No. Jacob? No. Levi?
Negative 9, 7, and 1.
Thank you. 7, negative 9, and 1. As I stated yesterday in our notes, right there, when there's just a variable by itself, there is an imaginary 1 in front of the variable that you must include as the coefficient. Okay? So the answer to that one is 7, negative 9, and 1. Now, if you don't put it in that order, that's okay. If you put it in 1, negative 9, and 7, that's okay. You just need to have those 3 coefficients. Now, as we look at the constants, what are the constants in this problem, Quade? No. Cameron? 2. It is only 2. Okay, the constant is a number by itself. The only number by itself in that problem is the number 2. Is there a 1 in there that's by itself? The 1 has a z next to it. Okay, so it's only 2 is the only constant. Now, the like terms, 7z, negative 9z, and 1z. Those are the like terms. When you're dealing with like terms, you do not have to put the 1 in front of it. I just put it to make sure everybody understood that there is 1 there. Okay? All right, so look at number 7 in your book, or excuse me, number 6 in your book, and do it. Do number 6. It's the same thing we just did on those 2. So you're going to list the coefficient, the constants, and the like terms. All right. You have 3x plus 4 minus x. So that should be 3x plus 4. Change that to addition. Subtract. Yes, addition. Do the opposite of the x. Negative x. Now, the coefficient terms, the numbers in front of the variable are what? The numbers in front of a variable without any sign in between them. Christina. 3 and what? Yes. 3 and negative 1 are the coefficients. Okay, what is the constant in this problem? Quade? No, we just listed negative 1 as a coefficient. A coefficient and a constant can't be the same. Let's see, Levi. 4. That is correct. The 4 is the only number that is by itself. In other words, it has nothing to the right of it, nothing to the left of it, except addition signs. Okay? Remember, we talked about this yesterday. That's one term. That's the second term. That's the third term. So what are the like terms in this problem? The things that are exactly alike. They either have to be constants or they have to have the same exact variable. Tayshawn? Yes, 3x and negative 1x. Okay? And that is the answer to number 6. All right, let's look at number 9. Number 9 says 14t plus 15 minus 2t. Do you want to hand me that? Yeah. All right. Now, first step, they say to simplify or evaluate the expression. This gets back to what we started talking about and sort of did one problem yesterday. Okay, simplify or evaluate. Okay, step 1, change the subtraction to addition. Okay, so that means 14t plus 15 plus negative 2t. Step 2, use the commutative property and rearrange terms that are alike. Forgot to put the word property there. Okay, so we're going to use the commutative property and rearrange terms that are alike. Okay, what terms are alike in this problem? Quade? 14t. Negative 2t, yes. So, 14t plus negative 2t plus 15. Okay? Now, I can put these two together. So what I'm looking at is 14 plus negative 2. What is 14 plus negative 2? Jesse? 12. And so that's 12t plus 15. Now, is 12t and 15 the same? Are they alike? No. So I cannot do anything else to it. That is where we're at. And that is to simplify like terms using rules for adding integers. Brandon? It's Mark. All right. Tristan. 14 plus negative 2. Okay. Remember, if you have, over here we have 14 positive signs. And over here we have 2 negative signs. That negative cancels out that positive. That negative cancels out that positive, leaving me with a total of 12 positives. Remember, we subtract the absolute values of when you have a negative and a positive, you subtract their absolute values. All right. I want you to try number 10 on your own. Number 10 says 4k minus 10 plus 7 minus 7k. Okay, try that one on your own. Cameron, what did you get? Very close, but you got that last step. You got to finish it. Negative 3k. Here's what we've got. 4k. Change that to addition. Negative 10 plus 7. Change that to addition. Once again, we're doing the opposite of the number behind it. Negative 7k. Now, commutative property, 4k plus negative 7k plus negative 10 plus 7. Okay? These two are the same. These two are the same. So, 4 plus negative 7 would be what? Negative 3, keep my k, plus, what is negative 10 plus 7? Negative 3. So you have negative 3k plus negative 3. Now, tomorrow when we talk about the answer to that problem, I can't draw my plus sign today, having issues. Tomorrow when we see that answer on the screen, it's going to look like this. Okay, that right there, plus a negative, is the same thing as a subtraction sign. So if I had x plus a negative, let's use something besides 3, 4. That is equivalent to x minus 4. If I had 3x plus negative 22, that's the same thing as 3x minus 22. Okay, you need to get in the habit of writing it like negative 3k minus 3. Because you'll ask me tomorrow, somebody will ask me, or you'll count it wrong, one of the two. Well, he put negative 3k plus negative 3, and it says negative 3k minus 3. And you'll either count it wrong, or you'll ask the question, is that the same thing? It is. I just told you it was. Okay? All right. Let's look at number 14. Number 14 says negative p plus 3, right? Plus 3 plus 2p minus 2p. Okay? So, negative p plus 3 plus 2p plus negative 2p. Okay, we changed all subtraction to addition. Now we're going to use the commutative property. Negative p plus 2p plus negative 2p plus 3. So we remember that there is a 1 right there. So that would mean that these three are the same. So that would give me negative 1 plus 2 plus negative 2. What is negative 1 plus 2 plus negative 2? What does that equal? Quade? No. It's a good guess, but part of it equals 0, but no, that's not what the whole thing equals. Tayshawn? No. Cameron? No. Levi? Negative 1. Here's why. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Okay, this right here, negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Negative 1 plus negative 2 would be negative 1. So I have negative 1p plus 3. That, or negative p plus 3 would be your answer. Brandon? Sure? Okay.
When we look at the screen tomorrow, is it going to tell us if it's like positive or negative? Like, will it be like, for example,
The one on the screen will look just like that tomorrow. Negative p plus 3.
like say 3 was, it would tell us.
If it was negative p plus negative 3,
Yeah, no.
it's not going to list that because of that. It would list that like that right there. Okay. So your homework, we've still got about 12 minutes in class. I'm going to let you break into groups. We'll finish the rest of it up tomorrow. We have (7.2), 2 through 4, and 6 through 14. And a lot of those we have already done. More than half of them. Okay, so get started. You can break up into groups, but you don't have a lot of time, so it doesn't need to break into groups, and then you sit there and talk for 10 minutes about the homework assignment. I don't care.